If you could rise, North Penn Choir is going to sing National Anthem and then our alma mater.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? As knights who in the olden times would pledge their loyalty to keep their honor shining and ever true to be, we entered here at North Penn High with hearts resolved to dare our noblest aim to bring to fame our alma mater fair.
Good evening and welcome to our 18th annual North Penn Alumni Athletic Association's Hall of Fame ceremony. My name is Richard Swanker. I'm the Vice President of the NPAAA, and I would like to welcome everyone to this prestigious ceremony. First thing I want to do is congratulate all of our inductees who are over here. We'll bring them up momentarily. And thank them for getting here. Some came as far as Colorado. At this time, I'd like to introduce the board that are here tonight. So if you would stand, please, for us. President Tom Strickland. Secretary Ron Jaros. He is here, right? Oh, he's all the way in the back. Okay, treasurer and my right-hand person, Mickey Wetzel Kutzler. Board members. Toby Watton is here. Greg Cabasa is here in the back. Tim Laux. James Gulick. And then Rick Carroll is not here. And the former ADs Don Ryan and Donnie Walsh are not here tonight. I would also like to thank some of the administration from the North Penn School District. Thanks to Todd Bauer, I'll bring him up shortly. Principal Kyle Hassler, our athletic director, Kyle Berger, Ken McLaren, and for the program tonight, he did most of the work on our program, and Mickey for the PowerPoint. Special thank you to the maintenance people who, and especially Tony, who put up the plaques that you'll see later on the Wall of Fame. Bob Gilmore for maintaining our website now, right? Presently, our website is not in good shape, but that's our next big thing to fix is our website. And I also would like to introduce Joe Heyer, our MC for the last 17, 18 years. This is Joe. Hold on 1 minute, Joe. I'm going to get you. If you were inducted into the Hall of Fame and you're in our audience tonight, I would ask that you stand up right now and remain standing. If you are a member of our North Penn Alumni Athletic Association, please stand up. We are stuck in the 500s presently, and we're looking to get over that goal of 600 lifetime members. We really have a goal of like 1,000, but we're anting along, as it were, very slowly. This is our 24th year as the NPAAA. We have contributed 261 senior awards, and the dollar amount is 113,000 scholarships for those 261 students of North Penn High School. The only way that we get any money at all is through donations and lifetime memberships, corporate donations. We do have a fundraiser in March, and that's it. 100% of all the money that comes in goes out. Nothing goes anywhere but to the students. So if I can ask, help us with that 523 to make that 600, consider becoming a lifetime member. Once we are done with our ceremony tonight, we're going to go down to the wall. You can see the plaques on the wall. There's some cookies. I want to thank Linda Law for and the Key Club for all the cookies, and there are lots, so I hope you have an appetite. You might have to take some home, different people. It's quite a haul. They really did a tremendous job. And Lehigh Dairy supplied the drinks for tonight. So with that said, I want to introduce, first of all, Todd Bauer. If you will come up, you want to say a few words, correct? Yep, here we go, our superintendent, please.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, Dick, and thank you, Mickey, for the invitation. Pleased to be here in front of you this evening. My name's Todd. I'm the superintendent of the North Penn School District, former high school principal here at the high school. So I was thinking on my drive over of opening remarks, and we spent a lot of time, roughly a year and a half ago, trying to establish like core values and pillars of who we want to be and stand for as a school district. And we came up with kind of 4 core values, those 4 things being ensure belonging, elevate learning, engage the community, and exceed expectations. And I think those 4 things are on display this evening, of course. I really want to congratulate all of those who are being honored tonight, but also take a moment to recognize the fact that they're certainly not being inducted alone. As someone who went to an 11-year-old basketball tryout this morning and did the jersey try-ons with the kids, and then tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I'm going to try my best to dry out a Little League field for a 10 a.m. game for my son's team, and then go to lacrosse in the afternoon with my daughter. I recognize and now understand what the families and the parents do for their kids to bring them to a moment like this, even though they're adults and their time here at North Penn is long past. So thank you to not only the athletes who are being honored tonight and to the board for recognizing those athletes, but also for the families who provided the support. Thank you for the legacy you've left here at North Penn, and I hope we have a great night celebrating your accomplishments. With that, I'd like to introduce our athletic director, Mr. Kyle Berger. Kyle.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you, Dr. Bauer, for that introduction. On behalf of the North Penn High School Athletic Department, it's my pleasure to welcome you to this evening's North Penn Alumni Athletic Association Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Tonight, you're going to get a chance to meet some truly incredible alumni and learn of their stories and their successes. And we're happy to welcome you all back and hope you won't be strangers in the future to our high school. Over the nearly 60-year history of our school, we built a reputation of excellence both on the athletic fields and in the classroom. And as a proud alumnus and now the athletic director here at the high school, it's really amazing to not only see the current success that our school is enjoying athletically. Check out the 4 new state championship banners from last year's 2 water polo teams, swim team, and softball team, but to take an evening like this to kind of reflect over the last several years and honor those who have done so well and brought fame to our high school. I want to offer congratulations to our Lifetime Achievement inductee tonight, Mr. Tim McDermott. And I want to thank him personally for taking some time to spend a period with our students with a panel discussion yesterday. They loved it, and thank you for that. I want to also thank all of our athletic inductees tonight. Your accomplishments have really brought us great honor. They brought you personally great honor and recognition, and that represents the excellence to which we aspire. Finally, a special thank you and congratulations to our special recognition inductee, Mrs. Linda Holman-Law. North Penn Athletics does not exist without her, and it really hasn't up until her retirement this past May. An unmatched legacy. And we're so proud to induct you tonight with special recognition, and I'm honored to have spent, I think we worked it out that it was about 2.4% of your career as the athletic director with you as the secretary, so congratulations to you as well. And finally, I just invite all of you to follow us on our social media accounts on Instagram, X, and Facebook. We try to keep everybody up to date with what's happening in the world of North Penn athletics on a daily basis, and there is quite a lot, and it's been pretty good over the last several years. Once again, congratulations to all of our honorees tonight. It's a privilege to be up here to welcome you back and welcome home. Congratulations. Enjoy your evening. Thank you. And at this point, I'd like to bring up the MC for this evening, a North Penn High School graduate himself, Mr. Joe Heyer.
Thanks, Kyle. And I remember Kyle doing the games when I was doing games for the radio station, doing those games up in the press box for North Penn TV, and now he is the official, the man around here, the AD. So congratulations on the permanent position, athletic director, Mr. Berger. So we start off with our Lifetime Achievement Award from the class of 1991, Tim McDermott. Tim practically grew up on the grounds here at North Penn. His childhood home bordered the North Penn property right over there, Amber Lane, right next to the old 4-H club. And Tim officially arrived on the scene here at North Penn in the fall of 1988, and he proceeded to put together a decorated athletic career, earning all Suburban I honors as both a quarterback and punter. On the baseball diamond, he was a 2-time all Suburban I selection as an outfielder. As a senior, he was named the North Penn High School Most Outstanding Senior Athlete. Tim was also a high achiever in the classroom, generating interest from Ivy League schools, and eventually took his talents, academic and athletic talents, to Cornell. He was a 3-year letterman on the gridiron, academic All-Ivy, received a Scholar Athlete Award for the highest GPA on the football team, and he kicked the second longest field goal in school history. After receiving his bachelor's degree, he furthered his education at Harvard University, earning his MBA in 2001. Professionally, Tim got his foot in the door with a low-paying internship with the expansion Jacksonville Jaguars. And from there, Tim has never looked back. He went on to serve in executive roles with the San Diego Chargers, Washington Capitals, before returning home to become CMO of the Philadelphia Eagles, then the Philadelphia 76ers, trust the process. And since 2016, he has served as president of the Philadelphia Union. On the business side, Tim led the union's landmark naming rights partnership with Subaru, and he is currently overseeing next year's opening of the $75 million sportsplex adjacent to Subaru Park. On the soccer side, the Union have experienced a lot of success under Tim's leadership, highlighted by the Union's 2022 run to the MLS Cup Finals. Tim was named a Philadelphia Business Journal 40 Under 40 winner. He is a 2-time Philadelphia Business Journal Power 100 selection, and he is the only person to hold C-suite executive roles with 3 Philadelphia sports teams. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Lifetime Achievement Award winner, Tim McDermott.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here, and Joe forgot to mention that he was also a quarterback a year ahead of me at North Penn, and a good one at that, so it's great to see him as well. So thank you. Great to be here. Fun to see everybody. I'm truly honored to receive this award. And I want to thank all the board members for your commitment to the Athletic Hall of Fame. I know there's a lot that goes into that to create it, to sustain it, to keep it going every year. So that does not go without mention. And congratulations to all the inductees tonight. Your accomplishments are incredible on the field and off the field, truly remarkable. And to my parents who are here, thank you. My wife, my children, my family, my friends that have come out, your support means so much to me. So to have you in my corner at all times is incredibly powerful. So I thank you so much. So I have a few words I'm going to deliver tonight. And I thought about the group that's here, but I think this is a good message, not just for this group here, but since it's being recorded, this will be good for my children in probably 20, 30 years, and your children and my grandchildren and so on. So North Penn has always been a really special place to me, and not just because of academics or sports. As Joe mentioned, I grew up 200 yards from here. My backyard literally runs into the high school yard. So I grew up listening to the North Penn band, learning how to drive in the parking lots, playing wiffle ball in the parking lots, walking over to the football field with my dad and my brother and watching the games. I even had a summer high school job here in this building. So North Penn, the school, it was more than a school. It was an extension of my childhood and my home. And by the way, it's been 33 years since I've been here, and I walk in, I was actually here yesterday for a school assembly, and I walk in, and literally the first photo I see on the wall is a big, gigantic photo of Dr. Juan Bond, Principal Juan Bond, who was my principal. And I have to tell you, even when you get to my age, when you see the principal there, you start to shake and get a little bit nervous, and you hope you've done everything right. That's probably a feeling, I guess, that never goes away. So as this is the Lifetime Achievement Award, I thought I'd share a few of my life's observations about the power of being an athlete, and not just on the field, but in business and in life. So here are a few interesting statistics. 94% of women in executive management positions played sports. According to a Cornell University study, 52% of C-suite executives participated in college sports. So if you might have guessed, I'm a big believer that men and women who play sports are men and women who lead in the business community. And so the question is, why is that? What is this great connection between sports and being an athlete and having success in business? In 1995, I graduated from Cornell. I took my $300 a week job, internship with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I built a 30-year career in sports. And over that 30-year time, I've observed players in the NFL, in the NBA, in the NHL, and now the MLS. And really, what makes them great? What makes them special? And there's a lot of reasons for success. There's a lot of characteristics. But there's three that really stand out to me. Number one is they have a love to compete. Number two is they embrace hard work. And number three is that they root for each other. But I share these characteristics with you, not just because they're about sports, but they are true in business and they're true in life. The first characteristic is they love to compete. Being an athlete means you have the courage to try, to put yourself out there, to possibly even fail, to have a result next to your name, a win and a loss, to step into the ring and measure yourself against somebody else. In 1910, former President Teddy Roosevelt gave one of the most famous speeches of all time called The Man in the Arena. It's an incredible speech. I'm going to give you just a condensed version. It goes, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and by sweat, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." That speech has always resonated with me. I was a kicker and punter at Cornell, and I remember walking into a lecture hall, big 500-person lecture hall, after a football game that I had just played in that Saturday. And quite frankly, I did not do really well. And it was probably the second or third game in a row that I had not done particularly well. And the professor walks up to a podium like this, and he says, "Hope everybody had a great weekend. Certainly better than the Cornell kicker, because he's really bad." And I remember thinking to myself, I was embarrassed. I was really embarrassed, shrinking down into my seat. But then I thought to myself as the lecture went on, you know what? That professor is wrong. He's wrong because I had the courage to go out there and step in that arena. I had the courage to try, to keep going after it, to practice, to keep getting in that arena, and to compete. And that willingness and that courage to compete has served me well. Because here's the thing, business is competition. The Philadelphia Union, we compete with 29 other teams on the field, but in business. We compete in marketing and sales and ticket sales and sponsorship. We compete for the Philadelphia fan who might already like the Phillies, the Eagles, the Flyers, the Sixers. Pepsi competes with Coke, Burger King with McDonald's, Target with Walmart. Even the local cheesesteak place competes with somebody down the road. I'll tell you what, I tell everybody that interviews for a job with me that business is competition. And I love to hire people who love to compete. And by the way, yes, Dad, my dad would make sure I tell everybody I did make the second longest field goal in Cornell history. I still hold that record. So it was a bad, rough patch, but I did come out of it. So the second characteristic that I see in great athletes is they embrace hard work. Playing a sport is hard. Being an athlete is hard. But so is life, and so is work, and so is business. It's hard to be an athlete, and on a Friday night when all of your friends are going to a party, you go and work out. It's hard to be an athlete and wake up early in the morning when the rest of your family's still sleeping. It's hard to do that extra set of sprints when your body just says no. But guess what? Life is hard, and business is hard. And when it's a Friday night and you're in business, and you're a salesperson, and your colleagues have all gone out for happy hour, do you stay and put 5 extra phone calls in? Do you make a sales pitch and maybe fail and get back up and do it again, a second time, a third time, a fourth time, till you get it right? Do you stay at work till 2 in the morning to make sure that project that's due the next day is as good as it can be? That's hard work. The irony is this: hard work is actually quite simple. There's no special sauce. We can all do it. But most don't. Most quit. Most give up. Most won't make the sacrifice. It's probably the simplest thing we can do to try and outwork our competition. In my office, I have 2 framed photos. And the one says, "It's hard to beat a person who never gives up." Some of you may know my brother, Sean McDermott, is the head coach of the Buffalo Bills. You may have heard the stories about him sleeping in his office, and they're all true. Not just a day, but for months, sleeping in the office. But that drive to outwork others didn't start when he became an NFL coach. That drive started as a young athlete. And here's the third characteristic that I see, and in some regards, this may be the hardest, but it is the one that is the difference maker between being a great individual and being a great leader. The desire to compete and the willingness to embrace hard work makes you a great individual contributor, but not a great leader. To be a great leader, you have to root for one another. Maybe you're the wide receiver on the team, and the other wide receiver got the ball a lot, caught 3 touchdowns. Are you smiling for him? Are you happy? Are you rooting for him? Maybe you're in business, and your peer gets recognized, gets a promotion, makes the sale. Are you happy for that person? This was probably the biggest maturation process that I had to go through to become a leader. And it's why I have a second framed photo in my office that simply says, "True leaders serve." So here's the point. Being an athlete isn't just who you are when you're 16 or 17 or 18 years old. It's also who you are when you're 32 or 52 or even when you're 80. No matter our age, there's always a chance to let that athlete in us shine. My dad was diagnosed with cancer. Sorry about that. 18 months ago. Those first 60 days were tough. Man, in the hospital, 3 different hospitals. Airlifted, transported, taken by ambulance. A lot of pain. Lost 40 pounds. Poked and prodded. But he fought, and he fought. He never gave up. And like a great athlete, you kept going. You kept going. And I'll tell you this, when he got cancer and couldn't carry that ball any longer, my mom was right there. Like an athlete, like a teammate. Picking that ball up and running as fast as she could, as hard as she could, as tough as she could. Like a great teammate, cheering for him and rooting for him. It doesn't matter if you're 18 or 80. Remember, there is an athlete in all of us. And I hope the athlete in all of us continues to shine. So thank you for having me. Thank you for this recognition. Go Union and go Bills.
So I like that last part, Tim, about rooting for each other, because our paths have crossed a few times in our business careers, and I got to say, I've always rooted for Tim McDermott. and I've followed him from day one. I've always rooted for that guy. So great presentation tonight. So we move on, and for the first time in the history of the Hall of Fame, we're going to induct a brother and sister combination, Franz and Lisa Wagner, and they have quite a story. Franz first came on the scene when he made the varsity tennis team as a freshman. Lisa was 1 year behind, still at Pembroke. And that summer, the family traveled to Austria, and Lisa was unable to attend tryouts for the girls' tennis team in her 9th grade year. But boys' tennis coach Toby Watton came up with an idea to have Lisa try out for the boys' team in the spring. And not only did Lisa make the boys' team, she earned the number 2 singles spot. Franz and Lisa then teamed up to form one of the most accomplished doubles teams in school history. And it culminated in the 1980 District 1 Mixed Doubles Championship and a silver medal at the PIAA State Tournament. Franz was a 3-time team MVP, 3-time Bucksmont singles finalist, and earned national ranking on the Middle States and USTA junior circuits. He went on to attend the Naval Academy, where he was tennis team captain, and among his many highlights was a perfect 4-0 record against Army. Franz served in the Civil Engineering Corps of the U.S. Navy, and he and his wife live in Center City, Philadelphia, Old City, Philadelphia, Queens Village. And his 3 children all live in the area. Meanwhile, Lisa, after playing with the boys' team that freshman year, moved over to the girls' team to play for Coach Dot Ball for 3 years. She was a 3-time All-Bucksmont selection and twice finished 4th at the District 1 tournament, and she went on to attend Cornell University, graduating in 1986. Lisa currently lives in Ormond Beach, Florida, and could not attend tonight because she is on that same annual trip with her family in Austria. So on behalf of the brother-sister duo, please welcome Franz Wagner.
Good evening, everybody. Well, Joe took half my speech, so I don't really have anything to say anymore. Just kidding. But on behalf of my sister and I, we are honored to be here amongst all the other inductees. Thank you to the association. A big shout out to Toby Watton, coach, a mentor, a friend, still coaching today. He told me he has 2 more years. I think he probably has a couple more years beyond that. So, but let's hear it for Toby. He's been a wonderful, wonderful coach. So I have to recognize my family here tonight. They're all here. I also promised them I'd take them to dinner. But I think they came for this event here. That was actually a joke. My wife of 39 years, Christine. My children, Alexander, Gabrielle, and Franzi. Their husbands, Brandon and Matt, and my son's fiancée, Annika, soon to be married. Actually, almost a year from today, they'll be married in Stone Harbor. All tennis players, and you should see us on the courts on Saturday mornings. I also want to recognize my friend Reeves Miller. Tennis truly is a lifetime sport. Reeves and I have been banging the ball around for 50 plus years. We try to get out every weekend that we can, assuming somebody's not hurt or someone's not injured or something else. But appreciate you coming, buddy. It's a very special thing that we have. And for anybody who plays tennis, and it goes on both sides, I always look forward to the next drop shot and then the lob that follows. So way back then, in '81, when I graduated from high school, tennis was not actually a very cool sport, if you can believe it. In fact, we kind of got made fun of a lot of times. I don't think the tight white shorts that we wore at the time probably were kind of funny back in those days. But you really have to think back then about kind of the North Penn demographic. So very few people played tennis back then. In fact, getting a tennis lesson or having professional coaching just wasn't really anything that people had. Even for kids to learn about the sport, the rackets, if you can believe it, that they would give out in gym class had metal strings. Like who can even imagine playing tennis with a racket with metal strings? But it wasn't popular, didn't get a lot of recognition, probably not a lot of funding. But I will say I give Toby Watton a lot of credit because I know I learned today he coached, I think, 1 year with track, and then he spent the last 35 years in tennis. And what I would tell you is, like, some of those other sports or clubs that maybe weren't considered as cool, I think we had a great thing. And it was kind of like a best-kept secret. The crazy thing about it was you had guys that played on the tennis team that really had no coaching. They really weren't tennis players, but they were good athletes. They wanted to become a part of a team. And what it really made for was a very diverse squad, just an incredible dynamic amongst the players. And I will tell you, we had some super, super times, some of which I can share, others I probably can't share. It was just an incredible experience, and it probably didn't hurt Toby to make a few appearances to the state and district tournaments, right? Every once in a while you get those announcements over the intercom that someone from the tennis team made it there, so it was a pretty cool thing. So Jim shared how my sister made it on the tennis team. I don't know if there's ever been a brother and a sister inducted in the Hall of Fame, played on the same sport, same team in the same year. Is that probably the first? First, yeah. So, and you know, Jim shared the whole story. So, you know, I give Toby a lot of credit. You know, he was young back then and probably foolish and probably figured, what the heck, my sister had a year of eligibility, so why not? And he knew how good she was at the time. What I will tell you is, when she came onto the team, she played number 2. I'm not interested in the stat, but she probably had a better record that first year than I did. And I remember her challenging, who's it, probably Al Coombs, I think, challenged her for the 3rd spot. And they had like a crazy 3-set match. She ended up winning the match and had a great camaraderie with the team. It was an incredible time that we'll never forget. So my sister, my parents, and as Jim mentioned, she's in Austria right now. I'll be heading over with my family next week. But they were Austrian immigrants, and they came to this country against their parents' wishes. What tennis did for my sister and I is it really opened up educational doors that we would have never had otherwise. My parents were very, very naive, new in this country, just trying to get their citizenship, knew nothing about the higher education system. And ultimately, my sister made it into Cornell because of her tennis ability, and then I was fortunate enough to make it into the Naval Academy. And I don't know if anybody knows about collegiate tennis, but if you don't make the varsity your freshman year, you're not going to make the team because you only have 6 players. And I was fortunate enough just to barely make the travel team in the fall, and then I made the final cut in the springtime. And I will tell you, and I have to repeat that, 4 wins over Army, that's a big deal because we got to wear 4 stars on our letters. Sorry, Army guys, but it's the way it is when you're with the Army-Navy rivalry. But I will tell you, being a varsity athlete at the Naval Academy was just an incredible experience that I will never forget. So, to me, in closing, tennis, a wonderful, wonderful sport, as I mentioned, a lifetime sport. At an early age for me, in that era, I was competing against kids that had materially more advantages to me in terms of resources, coaching, court time, gear. I was a very scrappy player, but it really exposed my sister and I to another world of what that game, and we learned the values through our coaches of hard work, discipline, grit, losing, how to get back up, and at the end of the day, how to win, both as an individual and as a team. I owe so much to the sport. I thank my parents for pushing us. I thank my coaches. And with that, another big thank you to Toby, because he was my first team coach. I owe a lot to him. Toby, there were so many times driving to matches and driving to districts in that Chrysler Cordoba of yours. I'll never forget those talks and those long rides. And again, a big thank you to the association.
Take Lisa's stuff.
I will take it.
Congratulations. Let's do this with you first. You want to hold Lisa's up too? Should we
I
do
get all of both.
Yeah. Let's do it this way. Put you in the middle. Put you in the middle. Congratulations.
Thank you. All right, take care. Thanks.
Thank you, Franz. And by the way, if you need further refreshment on that 3-set match with your sister, Toby knows the points, the time of day, the weather conditions that day. So it's all over there if we catch up later on that. Thanks a lot. So our next inductee is one of the most decorated female distance runners in school history, Megan McGovern Lawrence. In cross country, she won 3 varsity letters and was team MVP 3 times. She captured a Suburban 1 championship and 2 runner-up finishes. At the District 1 meet, she was also a 2-time silver medalist, but she saved her very best for the state tournament, where as a senior, she set the course record and became the first female in school history to win the gold medal at the PIAA state championship. In winter track and field, Megan won 4 varsity letters, 2-time MVP, and at the state championship level, she won a silver as a member of the 4x800 relay team, and with the district's medley relay team, her squad also earned a silver. They came back the next year to set the state record and capture the 2012 state championship. As an individual, Megan placed 4th in the state in the mile and finished 2nd in the state in the 3,000 meter. And then in the spring, she was also a 4-time letter winner, 2-time MVP. In the 3,200, she was also a District 1 champion and a District 1 runner-up. At the state championships, she set the school record and was a 3-time medalist, earning 2 bronzes and 1 silver. Megan continued running at the College of William and Mary. In cross country, she was a member of 4 conference championship teams and competed at the Division I National Championships 3 times. In 2013, Megan was selected to represent Team USA at the NACA Cross Country Championships in Jamaica. Her list of accomplishments go on, and she was eventually named All Conference, All Region, All East, Academic All-American. She graduated summa cum laude with a bachelor's in psychology and elementary ed. Today, she teaches 3rd grade at Bedminster Elementary in the Penridge School District, and she and her husband, Jake, make their home in Sellersville. Ladies and gentlemen, Megan McGovern Lawrence.
Good evening. My name is Megan McGovern Lawrence, and I'm honored to be a member of the 2024 Hall of Fame class. Thank you to the North Penn Alumni Athletic Association for this recognition, and congratulations to my fellow inductees. I first joined the track and field team as a 7th grader at Pembroke Middle School, and as I ran laps around the gravel track, I had no idea what a large part of my life track and field would become. It wasn't until I joined the North Penn High School indoor track and field team as a freshman that I truly fell in love with the sport of running. From that point on, being a member of the cross country and track and field teams kept me busy year-round in a North Penn uniform. While I enjoyed competing on relay teams and setting new personal best, my fondest memories are of team pasta parties, making puffy paint t-shirts, and long bus rides with my teammates. Throughout my high school years, I was fortunate to have Coach James Crawford and Coach Richard Swanker as my dedicated coaches. I was also lucky to be surrounded by amazing and talented teammates who pushed me to be my best. My favorite teammate will always be my sister, Colleen, who I was able to run with for 2 years at North Penn. She made me write that, just kidding. As a senior, I became the first state champion in North Penn girls cross country history. I can still hear Coach Crawford shouting, "It's yours if you want it," as I sprinted up the final hill of the Parkview course in Hershey. After high school, I continued my athletic and academic career at the College of William and Mary. As I transitioned to life as a collegiate student athlete, I felt so well prepared thanks to the strong foundation of my North Penn education. Throughout college, I had the opportunity to compete in meets across the country, including multiple regional and national NCAA championships. The lessons I learned as a runner have positively impacted my ability to grow and succeed in high school, in college, and in my professional career as a third grade teacher. Running has taught me that there's no shortcut to success. It is the culmination of hard work and consistency. In the words of Coach Crawford, the faster you run, the faster you're done. The sooner you put the work in, the sooner you'll achieve your goals. In closing, I would like to thank my parents, Fran and Marie McGovern, for their love and encouragement. My parents traveled to every meet from Lansdale to California to cheer me on. My dad even traveled to Mandeville, Jamaica to watch me run on Team USA. My mom always found the perfect Hallmark card to wish me good luck before my races. Thank you also to my husband, Jake, who I was lucky to meet here as a junior at North Penn High School. Thank you again to the North Penn Alumni Athletic Association for this honor. I am forever proud to be a North Penn maiden. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, good congrats. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. Well done. Our next inductee is one of the most decorated jumpers in school history. Sean Gentry burst on the scene his freshman year, earning a spot on the indoor track and field team. Sean excelled at the long jump, high jump, and triple jump, and the points he earned in those events helped the Knights capture the 2008 State Indoor Championship. Sean continued his efforts in the spring, helping the Knights win back-to-back District 1 championships in 08 and 09, and on the state level, Sean helped North Penn finish second at the 2008 PIAA meet. Individually, his four-year career steadily progressed all the way into his senior year and all the way into his last career try in the indoor long jump. He was running especially fast that day, and after a series of foot fouls, he paused before his last attempt. He took some technique advice from Coach Jay Jones. Sean executed to perfection, landed his best career jump, and captured the 2009 Indoor State Long Jump Championship. Sean was team MVP his senior season. In all, Sean was a 7-time Letterman, 6-time All-Suburban 1 selection, and earned first team All-State in indoor track. Sean continued jumping at Kutztown University, where he was PSAC Freshman of the Year and PSAC Indoor High Jump Champion. His jump of 6 feet, 10.75 inches remains the Kutztown school record. Sean received his bachelor's in writing and is currently pursuing his master's degree. He's especially proud of his work serving the community as a counselor working with youth at the YMCA. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean Gentry.
All right, we're going to keep it short and sweet because I'm on the tail end of some terrible Popeyes I had the other day. But I'd like to thank our friends who showed up. They're in the back. The other inductees, the coaches from that era, which is Swanker, Jones, Fluck, and Pirelli. They were a great group of people. And let's get into it. Let's get into the jumping. So I was a basketball person. And I switched into track, right? The big difference is they put me like center, and you're always jumping up 2 feet. I learned right away. I'm watching kids with perfect form. I'm like, oh my God, how am I gonna do that? So I had to change my jumping into 1 foot, and that took like the whole 4 years, really, just practices and whatnot, in the gym. It was a steady buildup. So who was responsible for that? There's a couple of people. Mitch Gashat, 1 year ahead of me, he was he absorbed all of the knowledge of the jumpers, because there was crazy jumpers for 10 years here. And he was the knowledge keeper of that. He's also really good at raking sand. But he would, the freshman year, I would go to McDonald's, try to go to track practice, he would catch me. He's like a little divot. He's like, no man, you're not doing that. He just drag me to practice. And he was good at help in that. What else we got here? Also, it was a tight-knit group. tight-knit crew of jumpers. We were always just hanging out together, keeping us accountable. Like at the first year, it was goofy, but the third year, we were like on it like that. And let's talk about the long jump, like the final jump. I think he already talked about it up here. But it was pretty crazy because I was fouling, like I was going over the board, but there were some pretty big jumps. And it really did come down to the last jump. I saw Jones like up there. He's like, there's like stands. He's just like, move back, move like 2 feet back. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And then, yeah, we just let it rip. Now we got it. All right, that's it. Thank you. Oh, thanks to the Athletic Association. Okay.
Good job, Sean. So we shift over to swimming for our next inductee. The North Penn swimming dynasty is full of legendary names, dating all the way back to when the program was first started by Rick Carroll back in the early 70s. And right at the top of that list of legendary names is our next inductee, Tim McKeever. Tim was a 7-time letterman in swimming. He was a key member of a 3-year night run that was virtually perfect, capturing back-to-back state championships in 03 and 04 and a state runner-up finish in 05. He won a number of individual accolades at the league, district, and state level, and he was a 5-time NISCA All-American selection, and he also achieved academic All-American status. In water polo, he led the team to the state championship in 04 and a state runner-up final in 05. He went on to Duke University, where he received his bachelor's degree in 2010, and then went on to earn his law degree from the University of North Carolina 5 years later. So our inductee, Tim McKeever, is not with us tonight, but let's have a round of applause for Tim. So now we shift over to the baseball diamond, and it would be an easy argument to say our next inductee is the best pitcher in school history. Eric Ruth was a 3-time letterman, but his reign of dominance began his junior year. In 2008, he compiled an 8-0 record, a 1.84 ERA, racking up 71 strikeouts in just 53 innings pitched as the Knights went 14-0 in Suburban 1 play and went on to capture the District 1 championship. The next year, as a senior, Eric was an absolute workhorse, going 12-1, lowering his ERA to 1.15, registering 131 strikeouts and 88 innings pitched, and led the Knights to the 2009 PIAA state title. Eric's talents earned him a spot at the Division I level, where he pitched for Winthrop University. Eric was team captain and served a variety of roles on the pitching staff, including starter and closer. His career culminated his senior year when he finished with a 0.43 ERA, which led the nation at the Division I level. In 2013, he signed a free agent contract with the New York Yankees. And in his first week on the job, he was the pitcher in a simulated game that featured both Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez. Eric went on to earn a spot in the 2015 AA Eastern League All-Star Game and eventually advanced to AAA. In all, Eric spent 5 years playing in the Yankees organization. Ladies and gentlemen, Eric Ruth.
Thank you very much. So, first off, I would like to thank the North Penn Athletic Alumni Association for this honor to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. My time here at North Penn was something special. being inducted into this Hall of Fame, this comes with a lot of hard work, dedication, determination. When I first entered this school as a sophomore, I had no idea what I was going to be in for. Coach Manera, I know you're back there. I can't really see you with the lights, but he'll tell you a story about my first outing or one of my first outings at Pennsbury. You would have thought I got my life ended, took a line drive off the shin. But after that, it was all growth from there. I was able to, really grow and mature and develop my time here. 2008, we went on a pretty successful year. 2009, we won a state championship. Those are memories that I'll never forget. With the coaches, the players that I had, that I played with, the teammates, some of them who were my best friends growing up. So with that, I have to thank them, Coach McCreary, Coach Manera, Coach Yanni, Coach Klaus, Coach Childs. If I'm forgetting anybody, I'm sorry. For all those coaches that, taught me what I know, who I became as a player in my career. North Penn baseball will always continue to be a dominant, powerhouse in the state just because of the, winning culture that is incorporated here each and every year, not only from past nights, but also the present, and it's going to set up the success for the future. First off, I would have to, I'm fortunate enough to have family and cousins, and my girlfriend Ellie, her family's here. Without you guys, my support staff, I don't think I would have had the success that I had. The guys back here, the group I coach, thanks for the surprise. Thank you for coming out tonight. I really do appreciate you guys. Finally, all this would never have been able to happen if it wasn't for my parents, Danny and Elaine. From early mornings on the field to late nights at stadiums, traveling down to my school, seeing me pitch my junior and senior year, driving home, getting home in the morning at 4 o'clock and going to work at 7. There was a lot of dedication. But without them, I wouldn't have turned into the player I was, and I probably wouldn't have had the success. They put me with the opportunities that I needed to, really become successful. With all that, I'm honored to be inducted in the Hall of Fame here with the other inductees, some of them who I've had the opportunity to play other sports with growing up, Brad and Sean. But again, I really do appreciate it. I thank you. And then that's it. Thank you.
There you go.
So Eric is also, I believe, in 18 years, the first guy to bring his own fan club. Let's have a round of applause for the All-Star guys. All-Star Baseball Academy. Look at that sign. Got a heck of a coach right there. So tonight we have celebrated Megan as one of the top female distance runners in school history. We heard from Sean, one of the all-time jumpers here at North Penn. Now we honor one of the most accomplished male distance runners in North Penn history. Brad Miles was an 8-time letterman. In cross country, he put together a 3-year run that may never be matched, leading the Knights to 3 straight Suburban 1 championships, back-to-back PIAA state championships, and then for his senior season, Brad was the 2009 Pennsylvania individual cross-country state champion. Brad was named first-team All-State all 3 years. In the spring track season, he was a key member of 4 consecutive Suburban 1 titles, and he was a key member of the 08 and 09 District 1 championship teams and the runner-up finish at the 2008 state finals. Brad took his athletic talents to Baylor University, where he was a 3-time academic All-Big 12 selection in cross country, and he was named Baylor University Cross Country Runner of the Decade. He received his bachelor's degree in 2014 and pursued a career as a professional triathlete. He is currently the founder and CEO of Lever Movement, a company which sells recovery and endurance devices. Tonight, Brad joins us all the way from Boulder, Colorado. Ladies and gentlemen, Brad Miles.
All right, thank you. What is left out there is I quit baseball because of Eric. I stopped playing in Hatfield Little League because I was tired of getting struck out. So I had to move on to another sport. So thank you, Eric. You are one of the reasons why I'm up here from an early age. But in all seriousness, thank you so much to the association. It's so awesome just to see so many familiar faces. I haven't been back for 15 years, but just the warmth and the love in this place is just amazing. So just thank you for just welcoming us just with open arms as we've come back. Thank you to our coaches. I see Coach Jaros down here, such an instrumental leader for our team for the 2 state championships, and just learned so much from him and just really appreciate your leadership and just everything you did for our team. You are still brought up in conversations because of one, your excellence, but also and the dynasty, right? And but no, also just because everyone needs to have that coach that you're just a little confused by a little bit, like how is this? He has a book on Russian gymnasts. He dug his own pool in his backyard with his brother, and he still invites me in the summers to do pool workouts. So, so thank you to Coach Jaros, and then also Coach Warner. I'm not sure if you're here, but Coach Warner took over my senior year when Coach Jaros retired, and really just changed the game for me as a runner. I really understood running in the way that he was able to just approach it from just the whole season. And I really haven't had a coach like Coach Warner and Coach Jaros even since I graduated high school. So also thank you to North Penn for just bringing in really excellent coaches to lead the programs here. Thank you to my parents. They're here. They were just in every sport that I did since growing up, they were just so present and so supportive, so thank you. They're still here tonight, so I really appreciate that and the support. And then also just, wanted to, I flew in this afternoon, and one of the things I was just thinking about as I was flying in were just, what were some of those instrumental, moments in my running career, especially just kind of in this time period. And the first one that really came to mind was in 7th grade, I signed up for track and was just, hey, this is just an interest meeting. I'm no longer playing baseball because of Eric. And so let's see what this track thing is about. And so I go in there, I'm like, I was pretty decent in like the sprinting dashes at Hatfield Field Days, so maybe I'll be a sprinter. And so, I wrote my name down and I want to be a sprinter. And the coach reads it and he says, okay, Brad Miles wants to be a sprinter. Brad, we don't have a miler yet, and because your last name is Miles, you have to be our miler. And so from that day on, he totally changed the trajectory of my running career. And then the second one, sophomore year of high school, I got a stress fracture after my senior year. After my winter season, my sophomore year of high school. So I had 2 really solid months of just doing some pool running by myself, or being on the bike here and working with the athletic trainers here. So just a lot of time just to think and just be kind of isolated while the whole spring track season was going on. And I think one of the most beautiful things that came out of that, though, was the opportunity to really reflect on realizing kind of what Tim was saying earlier. It's like track was such an individual sport to me, and running was such an individual sport to me, that I wasn't the team player that I needed to be. And I really learned that in that injury time period. And then also, moving forward one more step, just being able to win the state title and going on to do well at Foot Locker National Championships that was my name up on the screen, but what was behind me was just a mountain of really, really solid teammates that just pushed me and drove me to be the best runner that I could be. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. I know I'm rambling, but I really do appreciate the support. And again, it's just seeing the friendly faces and recognizable faces. So appreciate the honor.
Thanks, Brad. So our next inductee, by my account, is the first ever golfer inducted here into the Hall of Fame. Duncan Zeters made the golf team as a freshman and went on to leader all 4 years. He was team captain, team MVP, and earned first team All-Suburban 1. And in both his junior and senior seasons, he advanced to the state tournament. Duncan's golf talents took him to Lehigh University, where he was named second team All-Patriot League, and he was a first team All-Academic selection. He graduated Lehigh with a dual major in finance and accounting, and he is currently working in the financial services industry. Duncan could not be here tonight, but let's have a round of applause for Duncan Zeters. So Duncan's our first male golfer. Now we move to our first ever female golfer, and we now induct Linda Kwan. Linda Kwan was a two-time letter winner. Her senior year, she was team captain, team MVP, first team All-Suburban 1, and was the 2007 Suburban 1 Player of the Year. She went on to place fourth at the state tournament. Linda continued her golf career at Columbia University, where she was a two-time captain, earned all Ivy League honors, and received her bachelor's in comparative ethnic studies, and she currently lives in Korea with her husband Bob and two sons, William and Winston. And although she could not be here tonight, I understand we have a video from Linda that she just sent in today.
Hello, greetings from Korea. I'm sorry I can't be with you all tonight. Being nominated for this Hall of Fame class made me pause and look back at my time at North Penn, and it brought back fond memories and a sense of pride in my accomplishments. These accomplishments wouldn't be possible without the support and encouragement of friends, family, and coaches. I want to thank Coach Bob Miller, who believed in me and supported the North Penn golf team above and beyond, on and off the course. I also want to thank my parents, Chan and Myung, for giving me the gift of golf and allowing me to grow in the sport. Now that I have two boys of my own, I can truly recognize how much love my own parents poured into raising me. From the 6 to 10 hour drives to tournaments and the very long tournament rounds where my parents, they would hide behind trees and bushes to avoid interfering with the line of sight, and their strategic positioning to areas in order to help locate wayward tee shots. But you know, during those 5-6 hour rounds, for 2 to 3 days straight, my parents never once showed how tired they were or how frustrated they were, as some sports parents definitely can get frustrated at times. And even though I made plenty of mistakes out on the course, they never showed an ounce of disappointment, or they never said a word of discouragement in all of my years of playing competitive golf. And I truly thank them for that. That's a really tough thing to do, which I realize now, and I always took for granted. And I know that's what shaped me into becoming what I am today. It's a great honor and privilege to be recognized and inducted into North Penn Sports Hall of Fame. I want to thank the Alumni Association and the Board of Directors for this great honor, and congratulations to all of the inductees. I wish I could be with you all tonight. Have a great rest of the evening.
Okay, we move on to our final award of the night, and over the last 40 years, I wrote down some of the most commonly heard statements here at the athletic wing of the North Penn High School gymnasium area. Here are some of the most commonly heard statements. Linda's got it. Linda already took care of that. I have no idea. Ask Linda, she'll know. It's always great to catch up with Linda. Of course, we're talking about everybody's friend and the backbone of the North Penn Athletic Department for decades, our 2024 Special Recognition Award winner, Linda Hallman Law. Linda has the distinction of being a member of the last graduating class of the former high school building in Lansdale, now Penndale. And that summer, right after graduation, she was immediately employed by the district as the secretary to the guidance and nursing departments at Penfield Junior High School. After several years over at Penfield, she was recruited by Doc Ryan to be the high school's first ever athletic secretary in 1984. And she served with dedication, loyalty, and unwavering commitment to our student athletes right up until her retirement last spring. Linda has provided support, comfort, and guidance to thousands of students and hundreds of coaches. In all, Linda has given 53 years of service to the North Penn School District, and we are all the luckier for it. Linda has also been the advisor to the North Penn Key Club. Among the club's many community projects, she's especially proud of the maintenance of the Memorial Garden at Penndale for our fallen North Penn graduates who lost their lives in military service. Each year, the monument hosts a special ceremony to honor the fallen. When not attending hundreds of North Penn events each year, Linda spends time as an active volunteer in the community. She's a longtime volunteer of both the Upper Gwinnett and North Penn Fire Companies, serving as president of the Ladies Auxiliary for both organizations. Linda lives in Hatfield with her husband John and is a proud parent of 2 North Penn grads, Christy Lynn Schatz, class of 97, Todd Shaz, class of 02. And in recent days, Linda's retirement has allowed her to spend even more time with her grandson, Jason Schatz. Ladies and gentlemen, Linda Hallman Law.
Well, thank you all. All the inductees I have mentored, congratulations to all of you. I've seen you all run, I've seen you all jump, I've seen you all do all your wonderful sport events. Thank you to the Alumni Association. It's a great organization. If you're a North Penn grad and you want to join, please do. I'd like to thank my son, my daughter, my husband. Todd played soccer and wrestled. He graduated in 2002. Christy did Special Olympics and was on the bowling team with Mr. Jaros. God bless you, Mr. Jaros. Christy's still bowling in a league every Tuesday night with her church league. My husband, John, and I live in Hatfield, and we support local organizations like the Cannoneers Club, that supports a lot of athletes all over. I really don't have anything else to say other than I'm truly wonderful and surprised of this wonderful induction into the Hall of Fame. It means the world to me. 53 years, I loved my job here. I did the best that I could. I helped every child that I could, every student and student athlete. My Key Club, I'm still managing with them. In fact, you better eat all those goodies that are down in the gym lobby because there are tons. And if you don't eat them all, take some home with you. I will give some to the maintenance staff because they helped everyone tonight to prepare for this event. Thank you all so much. I love my job. I loved being here. I supported every single coach that was ever in this building, every single student that needed my help. I loved my job. I took the job. It keeps you young. I'm 71 years old, and I'm still working football games. I'm still going to do basketball. I'm still going to do lots of things, so you're really not getting rid of me at all. But thank you. This is such an honor. I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much. Oh, I wore cross country all the time too with Schwank.
Yeah. Get in the middle.
Get in the middle.
Yes, please.
Schwank and I do the game. To do the cross country.
Okay, before we conclude, could we have all our inductees please stand up one more time? Let's give them a big round of applause for their accomplishments. So now it's cookie time. Linda's cookies are down in the lobby. This concludes the program. Thanks for coming tonight.